Good evening and welcome to the 2024 Anatomical Donations Program Memorial Service. My name is Glenn Fox, and on behalf of the faculty and staff, I welcome you and I give you our deepest gratitude. We come together to focus on the exceptional, that a group of individuals selflessly gave all so that people they never met could fulfill a promise to care for others. While the world often seems so divided, cruel, and bereft of compassion, my hope and optimism are renewed by our donors who gift knowledge and our learners who leverage that knowledge to serve. The lives of our donors and our students are forever entwined in one of the most sacred covenants, that our greatest investments are made on behalf of the next generation, and that we pay dividends forward. This is the world in which I choose to believe, and this narrative is my own personal panacea. It delights me that we gather here this evening to celebrate the people and the lives who move this vision toward reality. And so it is my great honor to introduce to you all Chaplain Elizabeth Seymour, who will deliver our invocation.
I invite you to find a quiet space within yourself. Allow your eyes to lower, and if you are comfortable, to close. Let your breath slow. Notice as you breathe in and as you breathe out. You may have a name you call on when you enter into prayer. If so, I invite you to whisper that name now. You may not call upon a name in prayer, or you may not practice prayer. If this is true, then pull your awareness to the rest within this quiet moment. For I believe that prayer is not so much about religion or even words, but about connection, about remembering that we are not alone. As we breathe together, may we open to connection. Allow yourself to be aware of the connection you have with the people around you, the connection to the memories of your loved one, the memories of the education process you have been part of. Beware of the connection you have to the energy or presence of gratitude, appreciation, and love. We come together connected by people who are willing to donate their physical form for science and education. Many of us come connected by shared experience of grief, a shared experience of our loved ones' donated physical form, allowing medical and dental students to sustain future lives. We come in gratitude for the many lives that are remembered here today. We honor these lives and celebrate the memories we have. We pull the face of our loved one into our mind and hold them in our love. We give thanks for the times we have had with them, both the ups and the downs of living life. But most of all, we're grateful for the love which is stronger than death. May we open to the invitation to be brave in our remembering, honest in our sorrow, and open to love and compassion. May we seek to remember with joy the lives of those we have loved and still love. May we open to peace and hold comfort in knowing that just as our loved ones blessed others in their life, so too in death their body blessed students in education, and that knowledge will bring the ability to heal, cure, and serve future lives. We give thanks for each of our loved ones whom we remember today, for the ways in which their lives and their love continue to be with us and continue to bless others. In our sadness and with thanksgiving, we will remember them. As the students changed by these donors go forward on their paths, may they honor the depth of this gift and be able to pay forward all they have received. May the professors be blessed in their abilities to pass on knowledge and influence future generations. May the education given and received go on to benefit many other families. We hold in gratitude these donations and those willing to make the donation. We hold gratitude for connection and for all those present here and those not able to attend. Now let us come back to our breath. Notice as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Allow your heart to stay connected. If there is a word or action within your tradition or spiritual practice when closing a prayer, I invite you to do or say this now. And when you are ready, allow your eyes to lift back into this space.
We live in a world that is driven by technology. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, quantum computing, and even cars that can drive themselves. Indeed, these advancements have benefited healthcare immensely, with the hope that innovation will lead to further improvements of the field of medicine and bring humanity to the patient bedside. Recent advancements in 3D imaging and virtual reality have enabled a handful of medical education programs across the country to adopt virtual, donorless anatomy curriculums. As someone who strives to be an early adopter of change, I initially entered medical school with a healthy degree of skepticism surrounding the necessity of an anatomy program centered around an anatomical donor. This skepticism arose from a place of respect. It arose as I contemplated the way we tied together our identity, lived experiences, and emotions with our own bodies, and just how sacred that is. As special as the idea of someone donating their body for my education is, and thus the opportunity to improve patient care for others, I found myself wondering if this generous act was necessary in light of these technological advancements. Over the course of my first year of medical school, I found clarity. I found a new understanding of why anatomical donors are so valuable to medical education, an understanding that extends beyond learning facts of the human body. On my first day of anatomy lab, we met our first patient, our assigned anatomical donor. Before becoming curious about the inner workings of the human body, and even thinking about the vast amount of knowledge we would learn throughout our first year of medical school, my anatomy partner and I became curious about the life our donor lived, their loved ones, personality traits, passions, happiest memories, and saddest moments, among the many other things that make all of us who we are. And the way our future patients will trust us, my anatomy partner and I became amazed that someone who never met us was willing to trust us to treat them with respect and simultaneously learn anatomy in the most intimate way that one can. Without a doubt, each donor was treated with the utmost respect, the way every patient should be treated. As future physicians, we will strive to learn from each patient, respect each patient, and above all, care for each patient. Little did we know that we would have these experiences before our clinical rotations began. We had these experiences, the excitement of learning, and the discomfort of reflecting on mortality with our donors. I will always consider my anatomical donor to be my first patient. For this, I am forever grateful. Indeed, technology is advancing healthcare faster than many of us realize. In fact, it's likely some of what we're learning while in medical school will be well outdated before we even graduate. However, what will never change is the humanity that is integral to providing the absolute best patient care. I truly believe that learning anatomy and the way that we were privileged to extends far beyond learning the wonders of the human body in the best way one can. Our donors teach us that medicine is a profession of relentless learning and curiosity that is only worthy of pursuing when considering what it means to be human. Values, emotions, highs, lows, and so much more. After going through my foundational anatomy education, I find it hard to believe that learning off of a screen is truly the best option, not only for learning the discrete facts of anatomical sciences, but also for taking the first steps in learning what it means to care for another human as a physician. Now more than ever, I am incredibly thankful to have had the opportunity to participate in a foundational anatomy lab experience that are centered around a human anatomical donor. I want to conclude by sending my condolences to the families of donors for their loss. I truly cannot imagine the emotions that attending this ceremony may evoke. While I may not have the exact right words to say, I want to assure you that your loved ones have been treated with ample respect and that their gift will live on forever. On behalf of all of my classmates, thank you. Thank you for your time this evening, and thank you for all of your support.
Thanks, Tommy. That was good. Hi, everyone. My name is Cassie Evans, and I'm a first-year medical student here at Michigan. First and foremost, I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to everyone that is present today. From our students to faculty and our family and friends, your support is invaluable. Without you, our education would not be possible. Now, this is a little interactive. I would like everyone to look at the person next to them. Okay, move your heads. And smile. Okay, good. And if you're on the end, you have to look at the wall, it's okay. So look at all your smiles, great. Does anyone know how many muscles it takes to smile? This section over here, maybe. It's okay. I also Googled it wrong and Dr. Fox corrected me. So with a genuine smile, you use 6 muscles and you only need cranial nerve 7, which is your facial nerve, to do it. Frowning, on the other hand, takes only 4 muscles using that same cranial nerve 7. So I'm really trying to make you guys work hard today. It is amazing how all these tiny components work together to create something as beautiful as your smile. Learning about the way these movements are initiated and carried out was a significant part of our anatomy journey. So I would now like to take us back to our first day of anatomy class. Not only was this my first anatomy class at Michigan, it was my first anatomy class ever. So naturally, I was nervous and unsure about what I was expecting. However, on that day, everything was calm, and I'll never forget what my lab partner said to me before we even touched a single thing in the room. He said, if I remember correctly, because we have been stuffed with knowledge over the last 9 months, I think we should just take a minute to acknowledge and appreciate the life that was lived and the sacrifice and the gift that we have just been given. With that attitude, I approached each class, feeling grateful, empowered, and intentionally recognizing the contributions of the person in front of me, as well as the contributions of everyone in the room. I know my fellow classmates shared this mindset, which is what made this experience truly special. As a class, we have learned so much and overcome significant challenges, with many more ahead. This foundation has served as an essential stepping stone in our early careers as physicians in training, and we are all profoundly grateful. As we leave here today, I hope that we can all put in extra effort to smile and continue to make the world a better place. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alexis. I'm a second-year medical student at the University of Michigan Medical School. I want to thank you all for coming. Thank you to our speakers who have gone so far and for our wonderful performers. And I just wanted to share some remarks of gratitude and appreciation as I reflect on the contributions that our donors have made to mine and my classmates' growth as budding physicians. The generosity of our donors has a very special place in our anatomy program, since they're the people who single-handedly have made the most important contribution to my learning. Of course, I've had wonderful professors who have taught me to know and to respect and to heal the human body in a way that'll carry forward with me forever in my career and in my life. But all of their knowledge and expertise, and that of the teachers who taught them, would be nothing without the contributions of our donors. As I mentioned earlier, I'm in my second year of medical school, which here at the University of Michigan is the first year that we, as learners, get to be fully immersed in the direct care of patients. So the knowledge and experience I gained through our first year anatomy curriculum still continues to evolve in its significance to my development as a physician, as I begin to learn to hone my expertise and make direct, tangible impacts on the lives of our patients. Every day that we go into the hospital or clinic and involve ourselves intimately in the care of our patients, we carry with us everything that our donors have given us. We carry forward their memory through our lifelong dedication to caring for all who come to us in their times of need. It is said that we stand on the shoulders of giants, that when we practice medicine, we are planted firmly on the traditions and teachings of all the physicians who came before us. This, of course, is true, but the immense gratitude, recognition, and respect that is undeniably owed to our donors as well has not always traditionally been a part of this cultural memory. and I want to recognize that. I am extremely grateful to be a part of this ceremony, of this recognition, of this honoring of our single-handedly most important teachers, our patients. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to express today directly to everyone here how incredibly meaningful those contributions of our donors are, not only to our individual learning experiences and trajectories as physicians, but also to the practice of medicine in its entirety. That's to say, the invaluable knowledge and experience we gain from our donors as learners in the anatomical program is not only what allows us to confidently and safely perform in our capacity as diagnosticians, as healers, as clinicians, with those individual patients we care for, but also what we build off of as we advance the practice of medicine, as we lead human well-being into the future. So just as much as the physician performing some emergency procedure for the first time to save somebody's life is using their anatomical expertise and honoring the memory of our donors, so too is the physician scientist who conducts research that will shape the outcomes and care for which we strive as a profession and as a society. So thank you again to our donors for your contributions, and I want to give you a warm welcome to the place you forever hold in medicine. And to wrap up, I just want to share a short poem I wrote dedicated to our donors, titled Timeless. Wonders of love and life, spectral shards of the universe's primordial essence are here between us. Tender moments of teaching, imbued with a value beyond words. Tethers between your soul and mine, body and mind, bring us infinitely closer. Through you, through this unique place you hold, deep within that steadfast foundation of the love I hold for all humanity, I am a healer. And in the tireless pursuit of health for all on this planet, you will be with me always. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Michael Greenstein, and I am a first-year medical student. I want to start by saying what an absolute honor it is to speak with you all tonight. Thank you to all the families, friends, and loved ones who have joined us this evening and have created a space for us to share our gratitude. As someone completing their 17th year of school, I think I did that math correctly, I've had many teachers in my life. Some I remember more profoundly. My third grade teacher who taught me that self-control is knowing you can, but deciding you won't. My physics teacher in high school who taught me about trial and error in the scientific method. And a professor I had in a first-year seminar in college who challenged me to question my own ways of thinking. I don't think I need to emphasize the lasting impact a teacher can have on their students. Their lessons reverberate for years to come, resurfacing unexpectedly throughout one's life. Perhaps this is no clearer than in year 17, as the lessons from our past teachers manifest while we don our white coats and begin our journeys to amass the ever-growing amount of knowledge necessary to care for our patients. It is a daunting task beginning medical school, weaving through body systems, diseases, lab tests, and illness scripts, a new type of learning. And yet, as we flip through flashcards, run through learning objectives, and create study guides for our quizzes and exams, what is perhaps most challenging is maintaining our drive that brought us here, remembering our spark for why we have chosen to continue our education in pursuit of becoming physicians and leaders. I know for me, it's been really easy at times to lose sight of the forest through the trees. And then, about a quarter way through our first year, I was introduced to a new, unexpected teacher, a teacher who grounded my education and someone for whom I am forever grateful as they refueled my drive to learn. As the anatomy team likes to say, this teacher is also our first patient. This teacher is my anatomy donor. My donor taught me compassion, providing the grace to struggle, fail, and persist through challenges in the presence of another. They helped foster new friendships with classmates, teaching me that medicine is truly a team sport and best practiced with colleagues. And they encouraged inquiry and taught me about trustworthiness, respect, and empathy when caring for others. And perhaps most importantly, through their openness, I learned that what makes us human is truly greater than the sum of our systems, our diseases, our lab tests, and our illness scripts. My donor reminded me of the absolute honor it is to be a medical student, the privilege to be let into someone's life to share in openness, and they instilled in me the lesson to continually learn from my patients. Their contribution to my education, to all our education, cannot be overemphasized. Their lessons and teachings will resurface in our encounters with future patients. It is through the generosity of your loved ones, our donors, our teachers, that we were given the beautiful gift of knowledge, and we will be better physicians, leaders, and humans for it. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Joanna. I'm a first-year medical student here. Thanks for the time and space for me to share a couple thoughts. So I did not grow up spiritual. My family was staunchly non-religious. We preferred to focus on tangible things we could see, hear, and touch. If we didn't know why something happened, that didn't mean there wasn't a logical explanation. We just had to go figure it out. This approach has served me well throughout my academic career and in the past year of medical school, where we M1s have focused on learning the scientific foundations of medicine. We've been studying the functions of every part of the human body, from the heart to the liver to the brain, and how to approach diagnosis and treatment when something goes wrong. We've been memorizing cutoff values and muscle attachment points and drug names that honestly sound like meaningless syllables. However, throughout this year, when our heads were swimming with facts we had to know for our next exam, our experience with the anatomical donations program was a completely different aspect of our curriculum. It was a change of pace from pre-recorded lectures. It forced us to be present, to be grounded, and to receive a beautiful reminder of why we all came to medical school in the first place. I felt many emotions throughout my time in the program, from trepidation, what if I messed everything up and ruined this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me and my partner, to excitement. We were going to learn so much so quickly. But above all, I felt a sense of awe. I knew I was part of something larger than myself, than all of us, when I immediately felt a connection to my donor. My grandfather had passed away of the same condition, and his story had been one of my major motivations for pursuing medicine. Some might say it was a coincidence, a result of random assignment. Others may say that I was looking for a story where there wasn't one. But what I know is that I felt my grandfather's spirit and that of my donor with us the whole time, in a way that I could not explain. Even though they were no longer with us physically, their support for us was palpable. Like they were encouraging us to learn as much as we could so that we could eventually improve care for patients like them. I still don't have a neat explanation for how this came to be, but I've come to realize that maybe I don't need one. It was meant to be, and that's enough. It was a sign from the universe that this is how we could honor our loved ones' legacies, by taking our learnings in this program forward in our training to help the next generation of patients. It was a poignant reminder that medicine is an inherently human practice, that our base of medical knowledge, while crucial to our work as clinicians, is only the starting point of our careers. As physicians, we must respect the immense responsibility vested in us to do right by our patients, to honor the trust and vulnerability that they share with us in a time of need. That has been our greatest lesson. So a big, big thank you to all of the families gathered here today for your crucial support. Your investment in our education has been an investment in the patients we will care for one day. It was a tremendous privilege to learn from your loved ones, and we will never forget this experience. And thank you most of all to the donors. I do believe they can hear and see us right now. Thank you for your selfless gift, which has been far more than an anatomical donation. It has been a distinctly spiritual experience for me and for countless others. You've offered us the reminder not just of what it means to be in medicine, but of what it means to be human, what it means to exist in relation to others, particularly in our times of need, how it feels to recognize that we are all united by a common thread, no scientific explanation needed. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Macy Knobloch, and I'm also a first-year medical student here at the University of Michigan. I would like to start by thanking you all for being here today to honor and to remember those who made the incredible decision during life to donate their bodies after death. I am so grateful for this opportunity to meet and speak with you all today. When I was 11 years old, my grandmother passed away due to complications of myasthenia gravis, a disease my classmates and I are now intimately aware of. There was no funeral. My parents simply told us that she had donated her body to science. Until this year, I didn't truly have the capacity to understand what that meant. What I did recognize, however, was that it was exactly like my grandma to make the selfless decision to give all that she had so that others' lives might be better, as that was how she was in her everyday life as well. While I do not know each of your loved ones' stories, I can only imagine what kind of person they were, that they had chose to give of themselves to the very end, donating their most sacred possession, such that they might continue to better humanity even after their passing. I know that saying thank you can never be enough for what your loved one has done, but on behalf of my class and all those who came before us, I want to express my sincere gratitude for the invaluable role they will have played in our education. I look at my class and I see 160 of some of the most passionate and kind and caring individuals I have ever had the pleasure of knowing. While these traits are essential to being a good physician, it is your loved one's generosity that will enable us to become the best future medical professionals that we can be, from pediatricians to surgeons. We can learn so much from lectures and textbooks, but none of this factual knowledge can compare to what we have gained through working the past few months with your loved ones. They have been both our first patient and one of our greatest teachers, allowing us to explore and understand the miraculous complexities of life and the human body in ways a page simply never could. It has been an honor and a privilege to be their students and to get a glimpse into the incredible life they led. I am confident that my classmates and I will spend the rest of our lives striving to honor their donation as we use what we have learned to improve the lives of our future patients. Finally, I would like to thank you all for supporting your loved one's decision, for trusting us to care and respect them as they deserve, and for your sacrifices as well. I am deeply sorry for your loss. There are no words to describe what it is to lose a parent, a sibling, a child, a partner, or a dear friend. 13 years later, I finally understand the gift my grandma made, and I am immensely proud of her altruism. I hope you too might find solace in knowing the world was a better place because your loved one was in it, and that they will continue to make a difference long after they departed it through each patient we interact with. Again, thank you all.
Some say love, it is a river that drowns a tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leaves your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is
Hello, my name is Kavya Padagunta. As of a few weeks ago, I am now a graduate of the University of Michigan Medical School, and I thank you all for the honor of being here and speaking today. I'll be sharing an excerpt of a journal entry I wrote. Thursday, October 17th, 2019. When I worked in the anatomy labs before I joined medical school, I remember watching the professors remind the students of the kindness of our donors and that these were our first patients. I remember I never really understood that. The kindness I got, of course, what an undeniable gift for us to better learn. But patients, I thought, were to be treated, to be saved, to be helped in some way. These folks here, unfortunately, they were gone. However, I felt like I actually understood this idea today. Today, we had the opportunity to learn that our donor had a pretty cool finding, a type of branching of heart vessels that is generally less common among the population, but would be protective, in theory, in the case of like a heart attack. But where most people wouldn't know that about themselves, our donor also had a vessel bypass, which means that maybe he actually did. But then this wasn't just a cool finding. Maybe this is why he survived whatever heart-damaging event he may have suffered. And maybe the doctors got excited, like I just did, and told him that, but would he have even cared? Would he and his loved ones find comfort in this fact, see this luck in a terrible event? Or was the fact that he was in a position where he had to learn this at all what was really important? I'm realizing now that even the idea of kindness of the donors, I don't think I quite understood. I've always felt like I've seen the medical gift this is to us. I don't learn the way med school wants me to, like I have yet to even average an exam, but it's these moments where when I can just see what it is we've been talking about, suddenly something I've been trying to wrap my head around for weeks becomes instantly clear. But I'm realizing the kindness of that gift is so much more than that just the interesting science. I'm learning that there's a story, and that is why this is my patient. I'm learning that there are interesting things that lead to significantly less interesting outcomes for people. I'm learning that I might have to do uncomfortable things to try to understand what's going on or to try to treat them, and that I might not be able to do anything at all. And I'm learning that I might have to also learn how to ask for help. An addendum, approximately Tuesday, May 21st, 2024. As I prepare now to begin surgical residency in a few weeks, I think again about the uncomfortable things I might have to do to try to get knowledge, to try to help people, and that there might be something I can't do at all. I think about the things that I've learned and the mistakes that I've been able to make because of the donations and the gifts that people have given. And I learned most of all what the kindness of patients truly is. Sometimes in the hopes that we might do better for them, but even more powerfully sometimes for the help that we might give to others. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Elias. I am a second-year medical student, and I am going to read you a poem that I wrote. I have to say, when I was going through my first year, I'm not sure I fully appreciated how much I learned in the anatomy course that we did year-long. And this poem will hopefully impress what I learned. The title is A Gift Beyond Time. In the quiet halls where knowledge grows amidst the echoes of the past lies a gift that brightly shows a legacy that will forever last. To those who walked the path of life and chose to give in silent grace, your loved ones now are guiding light in this sacred learning place. Their hands now gently guide us through. Their gifts illuminates our way. Be true, to heal, to care, and not to stray. with every lesson deeply learned and every moment in their care. We carry forward gifts discerned in every life, this wisdom shared. Their teaching stretches through all time, a bridge from then to now. Through each encounter, we align to reveal the body's how. In the silent bonds, we learn with awe, understanding the body's core. Their gift of knowledge helps us find the way through every medical door. In the journey through anatomy's hall, we find our path, our healing way, a baptism into a life of service where donors' gifts forever stay. This journey makes a lasting mark, a memory held in heart and mind. Through their gift, we step with care into a world of healing kind. In their quiet, still instruction, we find knowledge pure and true. Their legacy, a great construction, guides everything we strive to do. Now to the families who have given a gift that words can't quite convey, we honor you. Our thanks are driven as we strive to heal without delay. Your loved ones are our silent teachers. In the art of medicine, they remain a bridge across life's vastest features and the cure to ease the pain. With the deepest gratitude, we vow to carry forth all they have shown in every patient, here and now, here and now, here and now, their legacy in us has forever grown. Thank you very much.
Once upon another time, somebody's hands who felt like mine turned the key and took a drive, was free. Highway curved, the sun sank low. Buckley on the radio. Cigarette was burning slow. So breathe. Just yellow lines and tire marks, sun-kissed skin and handlebars, and where I stood was where I was to be. No enemies to call my own, no porch light on to pull me home, and where I was is beautiful because I was free.
Once upon another time, before I knew which life was mine, before I left the child behind me, I saw myself in summer nights and stars lit up like candlelights. I made my wish, but mostly I believed in yellow lights and tire marks, sun-kissed skin and handlebars, and where I stood was where I was to be. And once upon another time, deciding nothing, lost and dying, so I would just keep on trying because I was free.
Lights are bright. Hello, I'm Kelly Sullivan, and I'm a member of the anatomy faculty. At the beginning of each new class, whether it be medical students or dental students, the anatomy faculty have the honor and the responsibility of introducing our students to their anatomical donors. In the spring, we are proud to introduce our students to the families and friends of those anatomical donors. Over the past hour or so, you have heard stories of gratitude and humility from our students and how the gift of a donor has changed their lives and will change the lives of their future patients. I would like you to know that this gift also has a profound impact on the anatomy faculty and staff as we care for and teach beside these amazing individuals. I thank you all for sharing this time with us and giving us the opportunity to meet you and to personally express our gratitude. This concludes our service for today. I invite you to talk to our students in the lobby. And thank you so much again for being here.